Hey y'all, welcome back to the farm. Today we're diving into the fascinating world of Amish traditions, specifically their incredible methods for storing grains. Have you ever worried about your flour or grains going bad after just a few months? I know I have. Mold, bugs, and spoilage can really ruin your food supply. But for the Amish, keeping flour and grains fresh for over a decade is not only possible, it's normal. Can you imagine? A decade. There's just something about the Amish way of life, the simplicity, the resourcefulness, that's always drawn me in. They've got this knack for preserving and making things last, and that's what we're going to uncover today. So how do the Amish store flour and grains for 10+ years without pests? We're going to learn about their time-tested methods, passed down through generations, that keep their pantry stocked with wholesome goodness year after year. These secrets aren't just for the Amish though. They're practical tips and tricks that anyone can use. Whether you're living on a homestead, prepping for emergencies, or just want to make your groceries last longer. So let's step inside the world of Amish tradition and discover how they make their grains last a lifetime. One of the first things you'll notice in an Amish pantry is rows of sturdy metal containers. Galvanized steel bins, airtight barrels, containers that look like they could withstand anything. And they pretty much can. The Amish swear by these containers for a reason. They keep out moisture and air, protecting grains from spoilage. Insects? They don't stand a chance. These containers are built to last, just like the Amish way of life. Durable, dependable, and they get the job done year after year. For long-term storage, you need a container as strong as the food it protects. These containers become family heirlooms, passed down through generations. Imagine the stories these containers could tell. The harvests they've seen, the families they've fed, it's incredible. A testament to the Amish commitment to quality and tradition. Sealing those metal containers is just the first step. The Amish add another layer of protection oxygen absorbers. You know those little packets in shoe boxes or jerky bags? They're not just for looks. The Amish use them strategically in their grain storage. Filled with iron powder, they work their magic when sealed inside a container. The iron powder reacts with oxygen, removing it. Without oxygen, bugs can't survive. It also slows down oxidation, keeping grains fresh, preserving the freshness and quality of grains for years. The Amish know every detail matters in long-term food storage. It's about preserving flavors and nutrients. Oxygen absorbers are a simple yet ingenious way to do just that. Now, let's talk about another one of the Amish's secret weapons for keeping those grains pest-free: Diatomaceous Earth. It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, right? But it's actually a completely natural powder with incredible pest-fighting properties. Diatomaceous earth is made from the fossilized remains of tiny aquatic creatures called diatoms. And while it might sound a little strange, this powdery substance is a game-changer when it comes to keeping those pantry pests at bay. It works its magic in a way that's both fascinating and effective. You see, diatomaceous earth is made up of microscopic, razor-sharp particles. And when those particles come into contact with insects, they work their way through the insect's exoskeleton, causing dehydration, and eventually, well, you get the picture. The best part is, diatomaceous earth is completely safe for humans and pets. It's a non-toxic alternative to harsh chemical pesticides, which aligns perfectly with the Amish's natural approach to food preservation. They mix a little bit of food-grade diatomaceous earth in with their stored grains, and it acts as a natural barrier, keeping those pesky bugs at bay without affecting the taste or quality of the grains themselves. Now, we can't talk about long-term grain storage without mentioning the importance of the right environment, and the Amish know this better than anyone. They understand that even the most carefully sealed containers won't protect their grains if they're stored in the wrong conditions. That's why you'll often find their grain stores tucked away in cool, dry spaces like basements, root cellars, or even dedicated pantries built into the sides of hills. These spaces are naturally cool and dry, offering the perfect environment for preserving the quality of their grains. Heat and moisture are the biggest enemies of stored grains. Heat can speed up the oxidation process, making grains go rancid more quickly. And moisture? Well, that's just an open invitation for mold and mildew to set up shop. The Amish know this, and they've learned to work with their environment, choosing storage locations that are naturally suited for long-term preservation. They also pay close attention to ventilation, making sure that their storage areas have good airflow to prevent condensation from building up. It's all about creating a stable, controlled environment where those grains can rest peacefully, protected from the elements and ready to nourish their families for years to come. While those large metal containers are perfect for storing bulk grains, the Amish also have a clever method for keeping smaller portions fresh and easily accessible for everyday use. And that's where vacuum sealing comes in. It's like having a little bit of the Amish pantry magic right there on your countertop. You see, the Amish are all about practicality. They know that even if you've got a year's worth of wheat berries stored safely away, you don't want to be opening up those big containers every time you need a cup of flour for a batch of cookies. So, they'll often vacuum seal smaller portions of flour or grains, creating convenient airtight packages that are perfect for everyday use. Vacuum sealing is like creating a little time capsule for your grains. It removes all the air from the package which, just like with those oxygen absorbers, helps to prevent oxidation and keep those pesky pantry pests at bay. Plus, it's incredibly convenient, especially for those of us who don't have a dedicated root cellar or basement pantry. Chapter 6. First in, first out, the Amish rotation system. Now imagine this, you walk into an Amish pantry, and every single container, every bag, every jar, is clearly labeled with the date. That's not just for organization, it's a fundamental part of their storage system. The Amish are masters of rotation and they take it seriously. They understand that, even with the best storage methods, time still marches on. So, they always use the oldest supplies first. It's like a constant cycle of replenishing and using, ensuring that nothing goes to waste and that their families are always enjoying the freshest food possible. This rotation system is key to their success in long-term food storage. It prevents spoilage, reduces waste, and ensures that they're always using the oldest supplies before they have a chance to decline in quality. It's a simple, yet brilliant system that's easy to implement, no matter how big or small your pantry might be. Chapter 7. Whole grains for the wind-preserving goodness. Now here's a little secret the Amish understand about grains. Whole grains are like the Energizer Bunny of the pantry. They just keep going and going. They've got this incredible staying power that refined grains just can't match. And the Amish know how to harness that power. You see, whole grains still have their outer bran layer intact, which acts as a natural shield, protecting the delicate nutrients and healthy fats inside. This bran layer also helps to slow down oxidation, which means that whole grains have a much longer shelf life than their refined counterparts. The Amish often choose to store their grains whole, and then grind them into flour as needed. It's like having a little bit of the mill right there in their kitchens. This not only ensures that they're using the freshest flour possible, but it also helps to preserve the maximum amount of nutrients and flavor. Chapter 8. Nature's Repellents. Aromatherapy for your pantry. Now I want to share one last tip from the Amish Pantry Playbook, and it involves harnessing the power of natural scents. Think of it like aromatherapy for your grains. The Amish have long understood that certain scents can deter insects without resorting to harsh chemicals. Bay leaves, those aromatic leaves that you often find in soups and stews, aren't just for flavor, they also have insect-repelling properties. Cloves, with their warm, spicy scent, are another favorite. Tucked inside a container of grains, these natural repellents release their fragrance slowly, creating an environment that's unappealing to insects without affecting the taste of the grains themselves. It's a gentle, natural approach to pest control that aligns perfectly with their overall philosophy of living in harmony with nature. And it's a reminder that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. Outro Amish wisdom for a modern world. Walking through the world of Amish grain storage is like taking a step back in time. It's a world where simplicity reigns, where resourcefulness is a way of life, and where the wisdom of generations past is still alive and well. The Amish have perfected grain storage through generations of self-sufficiency and wisdom. Their methods offer a blueprint for anyone seeking food security and independence. Whether you're a homesteader, prepper, or just want to extend your pantry life, these techniques can help you build a reliable, pest-free food supply. They've shown us that it's possible to preserve nature's bounty for years to come, ensuring that our families have access to wholesome, nourishing food, no matter what life throws our way. So, next time you fill your pantry, think like the Amish, seal it, protect it, and enjoy fresh grains for years to come. It's about slowing down, appreciating the value of what we have, and embracing the traditions that have sustained generations before us. And that's a lesson worth holding on to.